Hi, this is Coach Brian. Today I'm going to show you how to get a flat stomach fast. Now, I know there's a lot of information online on how to flatten your stomach, but most of it is generic. And you also have to weed out a lot of bad advice, which may take days or even weeks for you to get the right information. Today, we are going straight to the meat. I'm going to share with you 5 strategies that you can start using today, and these are proven strategies that will help you get a flat stomach fast. But first, let's bust some myths. So, flat stomach myths. And the first myth is that doing sit-ups will flatten your stomach. Now, this may be obvious information to you, but to this day, I still get clients who are surprised that doing sit-ups and crunches won't flatten their stomach. Now, I'm not saying this is not a good exercise or crunches are not a good exercise. They are an amazing exercise if your goal is to build a strong core or if your goal is to build abdominal muscles. But if you want a flat stomach and you have excess of 30 kilos, there's no way doing sit-ups or crunches is going to flatten your stomach. Then, the second myth is that certain drinks will flatten your belly. You've probably seen concoctions on either Instagram or TikTok people saying that if you drink this, you'll flatten your stomach in 2 weeks. Now, there's no such thing. There's no such drink, there's no such food, there's no such supplement. So don't believe in this lie. Then the third myth is that you can lose belly fat without losing fat in other areas. I get so many clients telling me that they only want to lose belly fat. And the surprising thing is that some people who say that are actually overweight. So you also need to be honest with yourself at the same time. If you're saying you only want to lose belly fat, but you weigh, let's say, 90 kilograms or 100 kilograms, you're lying to yourself. You still need to lose weight and maintain a healthy weight. With that said, there's no single exercise or diet plan that is only going to help you lose fat in your midsection without losing fat in other areas. You'll still lose fat in your arms, in your thighs, and probably in your butt, which I know most people don't want to hear, but it's the truth. But with that said, you can still reduce inches off your belly without even losing belly fat. And I'll share with you how to do that before the end of this video. Let's dive right in. Now, the first thing that you want to do to flatten your stomach, the first thing you want to do is improve your posture. Okay. Now, if you have poor posture, it's going to make your belly look bigger, especially if you have a hunchback. Now, this happens especially for those who sit for long hours, because when you sit in a hunch position for long hours, what tends to happen is your chest muscles tighten and they also become weak. And you also tend to slouch like this, which makes the belly protrude. And this can make your belly look bigger than it is, even if you don't have excess belly fat. And some people are not even overweight, but their belly still sticks out because of poor posture. So it's so important for you to improve your posture. And there are 2 things you can do right away. The first one is to loosen and strengthen your chest muscles. So you need to stretch your chest muscles. The second thing you want to do is strengthening them by doing exercises like push-ups or bench press. Then also strengthen your core, because when you have weak core muscles, especially weak lower back muscles, your belly tends to stick out. And the way to combat that is to strengthen your lower back muscles, your oblique muscles, and your ab muscles. Once you improve your posture, your belly will look flatter without even losing fat. Then the second thing that you want to do is avoid foods that cause bloating and water retention. Have you ever eaten a meal and noticed that your belly had become bigger automatically, and not just because of the food that you've put in your stomach, but it has excessively ballooned? If that has ever happened, it's either because of bloating or water retention. And you need to identify the foods that are triggering this so that you can avoid them. One of the ways of knowing that foods are making you bloated or retain water is to look at how your stomach looks when you go for long hours without eating. Let's say in the morning, if you've not eaten for like 12 hours, or after a 16-hour fast, or after a 24-hour fast, does your belly look flatter? Does it look lean? And then once you eat, it just balloons. If that tends to happen, you need to do an elimination diet. Eliminate foods that you suspect may be causing this. Now, I'm not going to list all the obvious foods, but at least 3 common foods that may trigger this. And they are, one is dairy foods, anything that has dairy, wheat products, and processed carbs. So if you eat lots of either of these, you need to reduce your intake. And you can even start with one food. Try to eliminate the dairy foods and see if that will help reduce the inflammation and the water retention. Then after that, try to eliminate the wheat foods and the processed foods, instead of trying to eliminate everything all at once. If you do this, you'll be able to identify these foods. And it's also worth noting that these foods are also very high in calories. So by eliminating them, you'll also increase your chances of losing the excess fat. Then the third thing you want to do is lower your body fat percentage. For men, make sure that your body fat percentage is below 15%, and for women it's below 20%. Why? Because when your body fat percentage is below 15%, you'll have a lean stomach, and if you start doing crunches and sit-ups, you'll actually start seeing ab definition. At the same time, if you're a woman and your body fat percentage is below 20%, you'll have a lean stomach, and you can do ab exercises to get a stomach lining or abs if that's what you want. So lowering your body fat percentage is by far the most important thing that you can do. And you do this by maintaining a calorie deficit, by being active all day, and by building muscle mass, which we are going to talk about later. Now, if you need guidance on how to lose belly fat, and if you need a plan, just click the link in the description and get my 6 weeks weight loss challenge. By the end of the 6 weeks, you can be sure that your body fat percentage will be lower and you'll have a flatter stomach. Then the fourth thing you want to do is strengthen your transverse abdominis. My writing is awful today. Strengthen your transverse abdominis muscles. Why do you want to do this? First, the transverse abdominis muscles are the muscles below your ab muscles, under your ab muscles and under your oblique muscles. They are the muscles that wrap your internal organs. When you strengthen these muscles, they'll pull your stomach in, and you can even lose an inch just off strengthening these muscles. And one of the best exercises for strengthening the transverse abdominis muscles is the vacuum exercise. With the vacuum exercise, you just pull your belly in. Let me actually demonstrate how to do it. So you suck your belly in as much as you can, and make sure you're sucking even in your belly button, everywhere in your belly. Just suck it as much as you can. Hold for 5 seconds if you're just starting out. 5 seconds, then release again, as much as you can. Now this may feel uncomfortable when you're starting out. Suck, suck, release. Then as you get fitter, as your transverse abdominis muscles become stronger, you hold for longer. 10 seconds, 30 seconds, until you get to a point where you can even hold for 1 minute several times in a day. Doing this exercise will give you instant results. Do this for 1 week and you'll notice that it will be very easy for you, first of all, to suck your belly in when you need to, but also your belly will stay sucked in throughout the day without you even trying, because the muscles will be strong. The only mistake you want to avoid with this exercise is doing it right after a meal, because if you do that, you're going to be pushing the food up your throat, and it's going to be problematic because you'll feel a lot of discomfort, and the stomach acid obviously is not a good thing. So do it at least 3 hours after a meal. You can do it, let's say 10 times in a day. Suck in just 10 times and keep doing it. You can do it before you take a shower or after your workout. This exercise is going to give you phenomenal results. It's even going to improve your bowel movement. So make sure you try it. Then finally, build muscle. Building muscle is by far the most important thing you can do for your health, because it will help boost your metabolism, which will allow you to lose the excess fat fast. Now, if you want to build muscle, first do strength training. You can either lift weights or do body weight exercises. Secondly, eat adequate protein. Make sure you increase your protein intake, because research shows that when you increase your protein intake, it not only helps you build muscle mass fast, but it also prevents muscle loss as you lose weight. Realize that when you maintain a calorie deficit, you lose both muscle mass and fat. But if you increase your protein intake, you're going to lose mostly fat and minimal muscle, or even gain muscle mass as you lose fat. In one study, researchers found that people who ate more protein as they were losing weight were able to maintain muscle mass. And the other group that didn't get adequate protein, they were losing lots of muscle mass and lots of fat, which is not healthy for a fast metabolism. So make sure you're getting enough protein. And the only way to do this is to get protein from both plant-based foods and animal-based protein. Now, with animal protein, you can get it from eggs, which are an excellent source and very affordable, seafood, poultry, and beef. Whatever type of meat you go for, make sure that it doesn't have fat. Then you can get it from beans, lentils, peas, and other plant foods. That is it, my friend. If you use these 5 strategies, you'll be able to have a flatter stomach in as little as 2 weeks. And what you need to do is just keep on improving, especially with building the muscles and also lowering your body fat percentage. This is so important. So work on this. Now, I have the perfect diet plan for you, because it shows you what to eat in every meal and the exercises to do. And if you do it consistently, even after the 6 weeks, you can repeat it over and over, and it will allow you to lower your body fat percentage until you get to a point where you can have abs. And then once you get to that point is when you can start doing push-ups, sit-ups, crunches, and other ab exercises. But for now, focus on these 5 strategies and you'll have a flatter stomach. That is all from me today. I hope the video was helpful. Like it, share it with your friends. Until next time, be relentless.